Hey everyone, we are again back with one more interesting episode. But before I start today's episode, I have one question. How many of you have seen the movie Mission Mangal? You all would be thinking, what question is this? I believe almost everybody would have seen that movie. And after that movie, almost one child in every family was started feeling that I also want to go to Mars, I will go to moon, I will launch a rocket, and many more such kind of things started coming in the kids' mind. Because that movie was a kind of exposure to the kids. And after that, many such kinds of social media or many such kind of series and movies are coming on space science, Nambi effect, rocketry, and many more. But again, a question is coming that space science is always has remained a subject wherein kids are having interest. Certainly, they feel fascinated about it, but they are not thinking to opt that as a career option, maybe because they are not having the proper guidance about that subject. And maybe in the entire school education system, they have never been taught a career prospect of this particular topic or this particular domain. If I go back to my school days, we were having only one chapter in our science, our universe, and to the most we were reading about who was the first man landed on moon. I believe that's it. And if I talk in terms of space science, so we were having only one thing, that become astronaut, but we were not having any such kind of exposure that what are the other verticals in that area, how the career can be pursued in this particular area. And now, because we are talking about the complete revamp of education system, so today we are going to discuss a very important topic, that should space science be included as a subject in school education system or not. And again, as our protocol today also, we are having one young guest with us, and she will be talking in detail about this subject. She's so fascinated about space science. So without a further delay, let's welcome our today's guest, and she is Miss Anya. So hello everyone, let's welcome our today's guest. She is looking small, but she is having so much fascination about this topic. And I'm very happy that she has picked up this specific topic because she is inclined towards it. So before we start discussion on this particular topic of space science and whether it should be a part of our school education system, I'll just request Anya to introduce herself.
Hello everyone, my name is Anya Kukreta. I study in grade 8 and some of my hobbies are dancing, painting and singing.
Oh my God. So dancing, painting and singing and space science.
Yes,
Oh, so before I start asking the specific thing, how is this combination, dancing, singing, painting and space science?
very fun but at the same time very confusing.
Good, nice. Yeah, good introduction, Anya. Before we start going deep into this specific topic of space science that we usually call astronomy, there are many kids, and forget about the kids. Even if I talk about myself, earlier, I was also having a lot of confusion between astronomy and astrology. So before we start the discussion about astronomy, I would just request you to clarify the difference between these two terms so that nobody later on get confused that whether we are discussing about astronomy or astrology. Just a little light on these two topics.
Sure. So, astronomy, in my perspective, is the study of everything in the universe beyond Earth's atmosphere. That includes objects we can see with our naked eyes, like the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets. And it also includes the objects we can only see with telescopes or other instruments, like faraway galaxies or tiny particles. Astrology, on the other hand, is predicting someone's personality traits or the life of someone according to the positions of planets. The astrologers believe that the pattern of these positions release or produce energies that influences one's life or personality traits. So astronomy is basically the understanding of the outer space, and astrology uses the astronomical measurements to locate the positions of planets and etc.
Okay. So somehow, maybe I should understand in this term that astrological predictions are dependent on the position of celestial objects. Should we
Yes,
understand? Okay, got it. So it means both are interconnected, but both are far different from each other.
yes.
Perfectly. Okay, Anna, now we are coming to our main topic. So today we want to discuss that should space science, should it be a compulsory subject in schools or not? Because if I talk about the school education system, this subject was never been taken so seriously in schools.
Yes.
Nowadays, there are the schools are conducting some specific camps to give certain education on this, but still, it's very little, or I should say, in a very early stage. So, what do you think? Why this space science or astronomy is the important, uh, should be an important subject in school education system? What do you think about it?
I think that teaching about space and space science sparks curiosity and interest of a student. It makes us wonder that how did the world start? Why are all planets different from one another? And what are stars? Basically, how are they formed? And many people are fascinated by the vastness of space. Also, many people, not people, I'd say students, have a few career ideas in their mind from a very young age, that either doctor, engineer, or IAS. But introducing space science to students will give them another career option or choice, we can say, of their interest. So I think it should be definitely applied as a compulsory subject in school because of the above stated reasons.
Very rightly said, Anya. I believe, I don't know for last how many years, this doctor, engineer, and if I extend the accounts is a different stream. Other than
Yes.
these three streams, there is no other stream which the students are thinking as a career option. But you are rightly saying that this particular domain is so fascinating, but the lack of awareness is there. The
Yes.
students are not aware about the career option as you are rightly mentioning. But again, one more doubt I'm having, like you are telling that it should be a part of our education system. So what do you think, which should be the appropriate grade or the appropriate class from which the education of this particular subject should be introduced?
I'd say the class sixth because before the class six, this science is a one subject. But slowly, when we come to class six, it gets divided into three subjects, namely physics, chemistry, and biology. And uh, in sixth class, we get detailed information about all of these three subjects. And for space science, for the understanding and learning of space science, the details of all of these three subjects is very important. For biology, we can understand related to space science, or related to space science, then we can understand the biology that we can find out how life starts and if there is a hint of life on other planets. And with physics, physics is also very important in space science. We learn about light, energy, sound, etc., etc. And chemistry also, we found chemical components, elements, materials, etc. So I think sixth grade is the best class for the implement of space science.
Yeah, very good rationale behind selecting this particular class 6. And I fully agree with your all the points which you are giving here. That till the grade 5th, the students are just building their foundation on the fundamental subject. And after grade 5th, they can definitely take on to the next level. And this particular subject can be introduced in a beautiful manner. And it's perfectly
Yes,
whatever
and they
points.
also know what they're interested in, and they get some knowledge about, that I want to choose this stream, or I want to be in this, I'm interested in this field or area.
Very rightly you are telling, Anya. But again, when you are telling that student would be by class 6, at least they will start developing their interest in specific thing. So do you feel that nowadays media is playing a major role in in just popularizing this particular domain, particular subject. Because earlier I was telling that nowadays many web series, movies are coming, that we need to prepare a different colony on different planets, start finding out life on different planets. So, do you think that media now is very important?
Yes, media is actually very important. It plays a major role in popularizing the subject. Many students like me and many parents, like my parents, they like binge watching movies, etc. So there's one movie, Mangal Mission, which is about the ISRO's mission, ISRO being Indian Space Research Organization, the goal of reaching or landing to Mars with the Orbiter Mars mission, becoming the fourth country to land on Mars. So this movie is very inspiring and very interesting. And I started developing the interest in this topic, space science, by watching this movie. So I really like it. And as said, media, it's media only. So it plays a big role. Also, there are many other web series and movies like The Midnight Sky, Stowaway, and The Wandering Earth. So it develops the interest. These are all about space science. So it develops the interest of one person to, oh my god, this is so nice. I want to read more about this, and they get more information, start reading articles, and maybe they can choose it as a career someday.
Yes, you are right. And whatever names you have taken, I'll just give you one more suggestion. Watch Nambi Effect as well. That was also very good
Yes, yes,
series.
yes, and also Rocket Boys too.
Exactly,
One and two
exactly.
both.
Yeah, truly. So that's perfect. That if media is shifting towards creating the awareness about this specific topic, specific career option, so certainly our education system should also start thinking in that direction. Very, very nicely
Definitely.
quoted here. But again, you are repeatedly telling that there are different career options in this particular domain. But Tanya, if I go back to the earlier situation, earlier means if I go back 10 years or 20 years, when we were thinking about space science and the career in space science, so I was knowing only two names in India, ISRO, and if outside, NASA. That's it. It means we were thinking or we were restricted to only government jobs in this particular sector. But everybody knows Elon Musk and he started the SpaceX. So now the people are thinking that yes, many private companies are also coming in this particular domain, which will definitely increase many career options. So, do you think that now, because of the privatization of this specific domain career options, now the students are more interested?
Yes, definitely. uh, if we all know SpaceX, it's not more popular for actually it was aimed for economically, financially launching satellites, and its second aim was colonizing Mars. So we all know it for colonizing Mars more, and then many people are this topic became very popular that oh can we go and settle on Mars, another planet. So it's very fascinating, right? And it did fascinate many people in this stream, making them wonder about the wonderful world of outer space. And because Mars is related to space science, so it also popularized space science as a subject itself.
Okay. Yes, you are rightly mentioning that, certainly. Now, more private companies are coming, and definitely the people are seeing more career options in this particular area. But now we are coming back to the school education system.
Yes,
I feel that's my personal belief that teaching this particular topic or particular domain, that is space science, do you think that it is challenging at the school level? They can teach the theory part, but still I see a lot of challenges in introducing this particular subject. So, what's your view? Because you are in school.
yes, I totally agree that it is a bit hard teaching this topic at school level because it is quite expensive. If I'm being honest, I think everyone loves practicals more than theory and science. speaking as a student myself, it's always fun to go to the chemistry lab and perform fun experiments. Same with physics and biology. And space science, this subject completely being a practical subject, requires a lot of advanced equipments like telescope, DSLR cameras, mathematical instruments, and whatnot. So these space equipments are quite expensive and hard to afford.
Yes, and you are rightly saying if school is having either one or two setup, so probably they will not be able to
Yes, yes,
address the need of the entire class.
yes, yes.
It would be, oh, yes, please.
There are many students in one class, like 40 to 30 to 40. So it won't be sufficient, one or two telescopes.
So it require huge investment at school front as well. Otherwise, it would be only a demonstration. It won't be a practical class. Yeah,
We
that
can
challenge is.
only, yes, only learn space science practically. Theory we can learn, but it would be interesting to see stars practically with the telescope in a school. So it develops more interest.
Yes, you are rightly telling, Anne. And now, one more question I want to ask here. You are telling that study of space is always fascinating. We are getting so excited when we are talking about the study of space. So, what do you think? Why? I'm going back to the human evolution. So, what do you think? Why the humans started this study of universe and space? The humans started their life on Earth, so live on Earth. Why to study about the universe and space?
I think humans started studying and discovering about the outer space to know what's outside of our planet Earth. Probably some person was standing on a brightly full moon day and wondering what are those shiny dot like things that shine so bright. Then he discovered more things, and then everyone get got interested, and this popularization grew, and then they probably thought, let's go outside this earth, let's see what is there. And then we discovered more things like our like stars, galaxies, black holes, meteors, etc., etc. And maybe then slowly they wanted to know that can there be more life if it's our only planet earth that has life, or maybe there are more planets. And also that then when they got the names and when they got everything that there's a star, this is this, and then they probably wonder that how did our solar system form, how these stars start forming, etc., etc.
True, true, very true. And I still remember when we used to gaze the full starry night. It's always so fascinating, so fascinating. And certainly everybody was feeling in many movies, many songs are even made on this topic that go back to the moon and oh my
Yes,
God,
yes,
this
yes.
yes, this particular topic is so fascinating, undoubtedly. But yes, you are telling that a lot has been done in this particular domain in the space sciences. So now we are talking about future. The future generation is coming into this, and you are rightly saying that Elon Musk started this SpaceX by taking the specific mission, that colonization on Mars. So what, according to you, where do you see the future of space science? What actually humans trying to get into this particular field, to up to what extent they can go? What's your imagination?
I think that definitely for now the main hype is about living on Mars and settling on Mars. I myself see in a few hundred years, people will be traveling back to Mars and back to Earth and like that, and it's just very exciting and funny to me at the same time. I believe that there's no end to the discovery of, like there's no end to 1 2 3 the counting. There's no end. I believe the same that there's no end to space. We can just keep on discovering more and more and more and more things, and it will never end. But the main hype right now in this moment, I believe, is just colonizing Mars.
True, true, very true. And I believe no one can see that what will happen in the future. Probably,
Yes, yes, we can
probably.
we can just imagine.
We can simply imagine. You're perfectly right, because universe has no boundaries, universe has no limitations. So we don't know what we will explore next after 100 years. Very true. But Tanya, a very interesting question I want to ask to you specifically. For example, just imagine for a moment that you are having a fully equipped lab, all the resources, all the people, manpower, equipment, facility, everything, whatever you want to work on the space, everything. Whatever high end lab you can imagine, you are having everything. So, if you are having all such kind of setup, so what you would like to work in this area?
If I get all the resources and facilities to work on this topic, I would definitely 100% want to be an astronaut. I would love to see the outer space, not through my phone, not through a telescope, not through equipment, but through my own very eyes. I want to see the world, fascinating world of space, look at our Earth, but from the outside of the Earth, and look at the stars, look at the meteors, look at the galaxies, if visible, of course. Look at our moon. It would appear so big. It appears so small from here, but it would appear so big up close, and etc. I don't want a telescope. I can look from a telescope. I can look at the moon, but just I imagine being so excited, going physically going into the space and maybe staying in the space station. Who knows? Actually, I have decided to be an astronaut when I further grow up, and I'm working at studying and find all the pathways for the same.
Wonderful. Malab, my best wishes with you.
Thank
But
you.
when I was listening to your answer, I was just having one imagination. When we were child and we used to see one aeroplane is flying in the sky, we used to feel that maybe someday we will see the aeroplane from the from very close, very near, and probably if we can touch it, if we can feel it. So now you are telling the same thing with respect to moon and with respect to the other celestial object. Maybe I can touch it, maybe I can feel it. So I can understand your feeling at this point of time. That's wonderful. Okay, that was precisely a very nice discussion, and I believe if somebody will listen to that entire discussion, they will probably understand that nowadays youngsters need something else in their education. In addition to the fundamental subject, definitely we are not denying the importance of fundamental subject, but they need more career options nowadays. So Anya,
Yes.
that was really interesting. And any message you want to give to everybody? Everybody means you consider the students, the parents, the educationists, the teachers, everyone.
I want to say that first of all, we should have freedom of what we want to choose as a career. And second of all, please dive into the subject of space science. Once you just start reading about it, you won't be able to stop.
True, true, true. Very true. And in fact, two important points I picked up from this reply. One is freedom. So certainly, our students, our youngsters, they need freedom. And once we will start giving them freedom, we don't know where they will fly. And the second thing, she is rightly mentioning that start diving deep into this subject, because this is so fascinating. So fascinating, and certainly, if we talk in terms of technicality, a lot has to be done, because once we start doing a lot in the satellite missions and in all these technical aspects, so definitely we can make this world a better place. We can find many options.
Yes.
Anya, that's amazing that being a student of class 8, you are having that much clarity about the space science. And I believe after listening to this specific discussion, many students will get a lot of insight that yes, how fascinating is this topic is. And
Yes.
yes, it should be a part of our school education system, as you are rightly mentioning. Probably I feel that some teachers should listen and they start at least giving some mini workshop to the students who are really interested.
Yes. I'd
That's what
really
I
love if we get space science as a subject in a few years. I just love that.
I wish that this podcast reached the right people and they start
Yes.
listening to the voice of our youngsters and young students. Thank you, Anya. Thank you so much. And if you are the student who are listening this particular episode, and if you feel that you also want to raise your voice or you want to share your views on any some specific topic, you can write to us. The details are in the description, the mail ID and all the details. Stay tuned. Keep listening.
I
Keep.
should thank you for giving me this platform to just express my feelings because I didn't have this opportunity before.
I can see the small twinkling stars on your face when you are speaking about the space science. I could feel that sparklings. Yes, that's the beauty when the kids start speaking because you all speaks by your heart. So that joy I was feeling in this discussion. And I want to feel that more joy by listening to more students, by talking to more students, and by connecting to more students. Thank you, Anya. Thank you so much for connecting.
Bye.
Bye bye.